Hi, everyone, and welcome to session 5 of Managing Strategic Resources and Operation. My name is Dr. Razak Barry, and I'm the subject coordinator of this unit. In this session, we're going to talk about supply chain design. By completing this session, you'll be able to explain the concept of global supply chain and describe the key design decision in global supply chain. Also, you'll be able to describe the key trade-offs that managers must consider in designing supply chain, how to evaluate outsourcing and offshoring decisions. You can explain the types of decision required and criteria used to locate facilities in supply chain. And also, you can explain how the transportation model can be used in helping optimizing costs in supply chains. Decision in supply chain design refer for the choice and consideration that operation manager make when designing global supply chain. So these decisions are critical as they shape the structure, configurations, and capability of supply chain networks. By making informed decisions in supply chain designs, operation managers can create a robust and efficient supply chain network and support the organization's strategic objective, enhance customer satisfaction, and drive competitive advantage. Let's go through all those elements or examples of those supply chain decisions. So there are 11 examples that we go through this. The first one is a strategy. So supply chain design decisions should align with an organization's overall strategy, mission, and competitive priorities. This involves understanding the business objective and ensure that supply chain design support the organization's goal, such as cost leadership, differentiation, speed, or flexibility. So there are certain questions that we always need to ask. What competitive priorities should be emphasized on? How do we build a sustainable supply chain that suppliers and customer can trust? What is our supply chain strategy to meet the slower growth of industrialized countries and more rapid growth of emerging economies while considering cultural differences? So the next element here is control. Do we centralize or decentralize or distribute control of supply chain? How do we secure supply and customer payments along our supply chain? Who has access to those transaction data along the supply chain? So these are the control measures. Then we're looking into location decisions. So where do we locate a facility? Such as research and development office, call centers, warehouse, distribution center in supply chain to provide efficient and improve customer value. So these are very, very important examples and important elements that we need to be able to answer them to be able to make the right decision. The next one is sustainability factors are very important. How do we champion economic, environmental, and social sustainability goals and practices in global supply chain? Technology changing so fast and so quick. We're looking into Industry 4.0 as well. Do we share our technology and intellectual property with suppliers and partners in other countries? If so, how do we protect those intellectual property, patents, and rights? Right. So these are very, very critical questions. We are living in digital world now. So digital content are so important to us. How do we build and integrate digital content and e-commerce capability into goods and services and our supply chain? Are our collaborative tools and work with global customers and vendors secure? So these are so important. Sourcing, another important element in decisions. From whom do we purchase our raw material parts and sub-assemblies? How do we track the returns and recalls and all those elements? Logistics and transportation is one of the most important factor in our decision. How do we ensure that the shipments arrive at the correct destination? What custom documents are missing while our shipment is held at the seaport, for example? What transportation mode we should use to maximize service and minimize the cost? So this is again another questions that we always need to be asking. We need as a the supply chain manager, as an operation manager, we need to be able to answer these questions. Now, outsourcing has been changed since COVID-19. So, for example, in outsourcing, we need to ask what supply chain activities do we keep in-house or outsource to our supplier? Do we outsource to contract manufacturer or use third-party logistic providers? Should we outsource to a single supplier or multiple suppliers? So these are very, very critical questions. Now, as an operation managers or supply chain managers, managing risk is the most important part of the position. So you need to be understanding those risks and you need to be able to manage them. So the questions that we ask, was the payment misrouted? Who has our money? Is the shipment damaged? Did it arrive? Who owned the shipment now? How do we address supply chain risk and disruptions? What is our risk mitigation plan? Do we have any plan? If not, we definitely need to have a plan. So again, these are good examples related to those supply chain design decisions. Do we need to measure our performance? Yes, absolutely. That's one of the main important thing in our decision making. What performance metric do to use in managing a supply chain? Are our supply chains digital records information flow secure? Are our supplier digital record trustworthy? Does our supplier income statement balance sheets match throughout the world? So again, these are those examples, 11 examples that is so important that we as operation managers or supply chain managers are fully aware of these answers. So the operational structure refers to the configuration and arrangement of various resources and components within an organization's operations. It encompasses the physical and organization elements that contribute to the functioning of the business. Some of the brief of this configuration of the resources. So the resources, the first one is the suppliers. Suppliers are external entities that provide raw materials, components, or services required for the organization's operations. Then we have factories, or the production facility where the organization manufactures its products or perform a specific operation. Warehouse or a storage facility where finished goods, raw materials, or inventories are stored. Distributors are entities responsible for distributions and delivery of products to customer or retail outlet. Technical support centers, basically, they are providing assistance and troubleshooting services to customers regarding product usage, maintenance, or repair. Engineering design and sales officers are departments responsible for product design, development, and sales activities. And lastly, we have communication link refer to the information and communication channel utilized within the operational structure. So basically, the operational structure defines how these components are organized, connected, and managed to ensure efficient and effective operations. It aims to optimize resource utilizations, streamline processes, and enhance coordinations among different elements of the organization to achieve operational excellence and meet customer demand. Supply chain design trade-off refer to a strategic decision and considerations that organizations face when designing their supply chain. There are two primary trade-offs in supply chain design. The first one here is efficiency and responsiveness. So efficient supply chain are designed to minimize cost and maximize operational efficiency. They aim to streamline processes, minimize inventories level, and optimize the flow of goods and services. Efficient supply chains are best suited for product or services with predictable demand, stable product lines, and long life cycles. They are characterized by infrequent changes and low contribution margins. The focus is on achieving cost saving through economic of scale, process automation, and lean practices. The second trade-off is responsive supply chains. So it prioritizes flexibility and the ability to quickly adapt to changing market demands and requirements that are designed to respond rapidly to unpredictable demand patterns, short product life cycles, and frequent changes driven by product innovation. Responsive supply chain aims to provide customizations, fast response time, a tailored service to meet customer demands. They are characterized by high margin, a focus on customer satisfaction, and ability to quickly adjust production and distribution strategies. Organizations often face challenges of striking a balance between efficiency and responsiveness. There are inherent trade-offs between two approaches, as optimizing for one may come at the expense of the other one. Organization must carefully evaluate the market dynamic, customer requirement, and competitive priorities to determine the optimal supply chain design that aligns with their business objective. Some organizations may even adopt a hybrid approach where different segments of their supply chains are designed to prioritize efficiency or responsiveness based on a specific product line or customer segments. So by understanding and managing this trade-off, organization can design supply chains that effectively meet customer needs, maximize operational performance, and achieve a competitive advantage in respective market. Choosing between push and pull system and supply chain management involve deciding how goods are produced and moved through the supply chain. Some explanation of each of the system. Let's have a look at push system first. In a push system, goods are produced based on a forecast of the sales or anticipated customer demand. Production is initiated in advance and products are pushed through the supply chain to the point of sale or storage as a finished good inventory. The focus is on efficiency and economic of sale scale. This system works well when demand is relatively stable and predictable, allowing organization to optimize production schedules and reduce lead time. However, it can result in excess inventory if the forecast is inaccurate, leading to increased holding costs and the risk of obsolescence. On the other hand, we have pull system. Goods are produced in responses to actual customer demand signals for downstream stage of a supply chain. Production is initiated as orders are received or as customer request products. This system aims to minimize inventory levels and respond quickly to fluctuation in customer demand. Pool systems are effective when there are multiple production facility, point of distributions, and products with varying demand pattern. By aligning production with actual demand, organization can reduce the risk of excess inventory and improve overall supply chain responsiveness. However, implementing a pull system requires effective management, communication, collaboration, and coordination between different stages of supply chain. Now, choosing between push and pull system depends on various factors such as the nature of product, market demands, um, volatility, lead time requirements, and organizations' capabilities. Some companies or organizations may opt for a hybrid approach or mixed approach, combining elements of both systems to strike a balance between efficiency and responsiveness. For example, using a push system for products with a stable demand and a pull system for products with more uncertain demand. These are some examples here, like Dell, the boundary is at the supplier where inventory is held, and also they put some sort of point in the pull or push system. General Motors looking into the boundary is at the dealership where the inventory is held as finished good. So the decision between push and pull system require careful analysis of supply chain dynamics, customer demand patterns, inventory management capabilities, and the overall selection and strategic objectives of the organization. The chosen system should align with the organization goals and ensure the efficient flow of goods through the supply chain while meeting customer demand effectively. Postponement in supply chain strategy that involve delaying product customization until the product is closer to the customer at the end of the supply chain. Instead of manufacturing fully customized product in advance, certain components or features are postponed until the specific customer order are received. In postponement strategy, products are designed and manufactured in a way that allows for customization or finalization at the later stage in supply chain. This approach enables organizations to streamline their processes, reduce inventory holding costs, and respond quickly to customer preferences. For example, consider a refrigerator manufacturer. Instead of producing fully assembled refrigerator with different color and style, a postponement strategy would involve manufacturing the refrigerator without the door. The manufacturer would maintain inventory of the door and at the distribution center. When customer order or receive, the correct door is quickly fitted to the refrigerator and then product is shipped to the customer. So by implementing postponement, the refrigerator manufacturer can reduce the number of unique products variation keeping inventory as the customization step is postponed until the customer's specific requirements are known. This strategy allows for greater flexibility and responses to customer demand as well as more efficient use of manufacturing resources and reduce lead time. Vertical integration refers to the process of acquiring and consolidating different stage or elements of a supply chain within a single organization. It involves expanding a company's activity either backward or forward along the supply chain to gain more control and enhance a strategic advantage. So we have backward integrations occurs when a company acquires and integrates suppliers or elements of supply chain that are located upstream. By owning and controlling a supply, a company can secure a more reliable and cost effective supply of input. This can involve acquiring raw material, producer, manufacturer of component part, and other supplies. Backward integration enable a company to have a greater control over quality, cost, and supply chain coordination. Then we have forward integration take place when a company acquires an integrate distributor or element of the supply chain located downstream. It involves acquiring capabilities toward distribution channel by customer. By integrating forward, a company gain control over the distribution process, ensuring efficient and timely delivery of products to the end customer. This can involve acquiring retailer, distributor, or even establishing direct sale channel. Forward integration allows a company to capture a larger share of the value chain, increase market access, and enhance customer service. Outsourcing is a process of contracting and delegating the productions of goods or the provision of a service to external supplier or service provider. It involved transferring certain business function or processes that were previously performed internally to external entity. In outsourcing, organizations rely on suppliers or service providers to deliver goods or services that were traditionally handled in-house. This allowed the organization to focus on its core competencies and strategic activities while leveraging the expertise and resources of external partners. The outsourcing arrangement can be for a specific task or a project or entire business function. Contract manufacturing is a common form of outsourcing, which a company hires a specialist manufacturer known as a contract manufacturer to produce goods on their behalf. Contract manufacturer provides services such as customized design, manufacturing, assembly, and packaging based on the specification requirements provided by the organizations. Another frequent outsourced function is a call center. Organization sometimes outsource their customer service or customer support or call center operation to specialized service providers. Definitely, outsourcing provides several benefits such as cost saving, access to specialized expertise, increased flexibility, and many more. At the same time, we do face some risk and challenges. This can include like loss of control, potential quality concern, disparity or dependency on external partners, and the need for effective management as well. As we mentioned, there are some advantage of the contract manufacturing, like access to advanced manufacturing technology, faster product time to market, customization of goods, especially in the regional markets, lower total cost resulting from economy of scale. Means there are some disadvantages as well, as we mentioned. Client firm give up control and technology to the contract manufacturing. So there are lots of advantages and also lots of disadvantages. So as an operation manager, we need to be aware of both sides of this to be able to make the right decision. Third party providers, known as third party logistic as well, providers are external entities that offer integrated service to assist company managing various aspects of the supply chain. These provide offer a range of services to support the smooth flow of goods and information throughout the supply chain. So some of those services can be packaging. They can offer packaging services, which involve designing and creating appropriate packaging solution for a product. Third party providers offer warehousing services, providing companies with a storage facility for their inventories. The third party providers assist company managing their inventory efficiently, so inventory management. They use advanced inventory management system to track a stock level, monitor products movement, and ensure accurate stock replenishment. And also transportations. So third parties provide transportation services for inbound and outbound logistics, manage the movements of the goods, whether by roads, air, sea, and rail, based on the specific requirement of the company. Then they also leverage the business intelligence. So third party providers leverage these tools and technology to gather on, analyze, and utilize data to create efficiency, economies of scale in supply chain. They use data analytics and insight to identify areas for improvement, optimize processes, and make informed decisions. So, fourth party logistics, also known as supply chain logistics or lead logistics provider, is a concept in logistic management where a single entity takes on the responsibility of managing and running complex logistic operation on behalf of a client company. 4PL providers act as a supply chain integrator, serving as a central point of contact and coordination for various logistic activities and service providers involved in the supply chain. They bring together and manage the resources, capability, and technologies of their own organization along with complementary services provided for deliver a comprehensive supply chain solution. So by engaging a full PO provider, company can benefit from their specialized knowledge, experience, resources in managing the complex supply chain. This allows the client company to focus on their core competency while the 4PL provider take care of the three cases of supply chain management. The objective is to achieve enhanced supply chain visibility, efficiency, cost saving, and overall performance. Fifth party logistics is a concept that has merged to cater to the e-business market and the complexity of managing supply chain in the realm of e-commerce. 5PL providers go beyond the role of traditional 3PL and 4PL providers by overseeing and coordinating all the parties involved in e-commerce supply chain. In the context of e-commerce, where multiple supply manufacturer, distributor, and logistic service provider are involved, 5PL providers act as intermediaries that aggregate and manage the supply chain activities of various parties. They bring together the capability, resources, and expertise of multiple logistics service providers to create an integrated and streamlined supply chain solution. One key aspect of the 5-year provider is the emphasis on information technology and system. They leverage advanced technology and digital platform to facilitate seamless communication, real-time visibility, and data sharing across the supply chain. The role of 5-year provider is simplify the complexity of the managing the e-commerce supply chain by looking after or coordinating the activities of multiple parties and ensuring a smooth coordination, efficient operation, and timely delivery. Offshoring technically is moving of a process capability from a domestic location to another country location. Reshoring is a process of moving operation back to company domestic location. So these are the terms that you might hear as well. So location decision is very important for operation managers and supply chain managers Depending on determining the best network and geographic locations, they're looking into maximize service and revenue, minimize costs, of course, that's very important, and decision can be complex, especially for global supply chain. So we always need to consider like shipping costs between all demand and supply chain point in the network, fixed operation costs of each distributions and all retail facility, revenue generation per customer location, and facility labor, as well as operating costs and construction costs. It can be multi-site management, right? The process of management, managing different facility around the world. For example, McDonald's has over 30,000 restaurants worldwide, plus hundreds of food processing facilities and distribution centers. So it can be not just one facility; it can be multi-site as well. So we need to be able to manage all those locations. Location decision can be based on either economic factors or non-economic factors. When we're looking into economic factors, usually we're looking into facility costs, operating costs, transportation cost. There are some non-economic factors as well, like availability of labor, transportation services, utilities that are available, or climate, community environment, and quality of life, or state and local legal and political factors. So these are all those factors that we need to look into it. You can see, as we mentioned, so there are location factors, transportation factors, utilities factors, climate, community environment, quality of life factors, state and local and political factors here. Each of them have multi factors that are very important when we are trying to select the location for our either is it the manufacturing, is the research and development center, it's a cost center. So any of the facility that we're looking into, we need to look into these factors as well. Now, when we come to global locations or global supply chain, there are more factors that we really need to be aware of it. One of them is a time zone and time zone differences. That's very important to us. Foreign language, what language they receiving, what language they talking, what language they speaking, international fund transfer, customs, tariffs, trade restrictions. So when we come to the international supply chain or global supply chain, we always need to look into all those factors. Also, in a global context, we need to evaluate product portfolio, new market opportunities, changes in regulatory laws and procedures, production developing or delivery economies, sustainability, costs to locate in different countries. We will need to look into it. When we're looking into regional location, the decisions are affected by size of the target market, location of major customer and sources of material and supply, labor availability and cost, degree of unionizations, land constructions and utility costs, quality of life, climates. When you're looking into community location decision depends on the manager preferences, community services, taxes, availability of the transportation system, banking, environmental impact. When we're looking into local site location decision, looking into site cost, proximity to transportation system, utilities, payroll, and local taxes, sustainable issues, and zoning restrictions. The center of gravity method is a quantitative technique used in supply chain management to determine the optimal location for facility or distribution center. It considers various factors such as customer demand, transportation costs, facility capacity to find the central location that minimize overall cost or maximize efficiency. So when we're looking into a single facility, we need to take account location, demand, transportation cost to arrive at the best locations. The center of gravity method help organization optimize the supply chain network by identifying the most cost-effective facility locations. It aids in reducing transportation costs, improving customer service by minimizing delivery distances, and streamlining overall logistic operation. However, it is important to note that the method is a quantitative tool and should be used in conjunction with other qualitative and strategic consideration in the location decision making process. Supply chain optimization is a process of maximizing the efficiency and effectiveness of a supply chain. It involves various strategies and techniques aimed at minimizing costs, improving customer service, and enhancing overall supply chain performance. Some of the key explanations here are efficiency and effectiveness. Supply chain optimization aim to ensure that the supply chain operates at the highest level of efficiency and effectiveness. Supply chain optimization involve minimizing the total costs associated with manufacturing and transportation. And also, supply chain optimization consider the sourcing, distribution, and placement of inventory throughout the supply chain. It aims to strike the balance between minimizing the inventory holding costs and ensuring product availability of the uh, products to meet the customer demand. So, supply chain optimization rely on data analysis, mathematic models, and advanced technologies to make informed decisions and continuously improve supply chain operation. It involves analyzing the entire supply chain network, identifying bottleneck and inefficiencies, and implementing strategies to enhance productivity, responsiveness, and customer satisfaction. In conclusion, modern technology and advancement in distribution have significantly expanded the reach of supply chain, enabling them to span international boundaries. This globalization of supply chain brings both opportunities and challenges. Supply chains are strategically designed, taking into account trade offs between efficiency and responsiveness to meet customer demand effectively. Location decisions are influenced by consideration at regional, global, community, and local levels. The transportation problems, a linear optimization model, play a vital role in satisfying destinations demand by optimizing transportation routes and resource allocations. Overall, supply chains have become increasingly complex, and leveraging technology, strategic decision making, and efficient transportation management are the key to achieving success in today's global marketplace. And this is the end of our session today. We cover many topics related to supply chain design, and I hope you enjoyed the session today. I wish you all the best and good luck in your study.